Namaskar. I am Meethi.
And I am Anurag.
Kishore Kashore. A new explosion, a new voice with a whole new concept.
We've been receiving letters by the thousands. People are really enjoying the show, and old misconceptions are changing.
Those who were afraid of entering our treasury of truth and preferred to conceal their identity are now boldly stepping forward to share their problems.
And today, in our Treasury of Truth, we have two guests, Sanjay and Soumya, whose problems are more or less the same.
And the first participant on the program today is Tanu. And please also welcome our second participant, whose name is Rakesh.
Namaste.
So the first person to step forward and share with us his issues today is Sanjay.
My name is Sanjay. I'm 15 years old. I never used to smoke beedis or cigarettes. But one day, some friends took me to a party. And they forced me to smoke. When I refused, they began to tease me. And then they told me that no girl would ever fall for me. Because I was such a kid. So that day, I smoked a cigarette. But then I realized that what I was doing was wrong and not wise. And now I'm addicted to cigarettes. What should I do?
So now, we shall ask you a few questions related to Sanjay's problem. And the first question comes from our A&M Didi.
You just heard Sanjay say how he was unable to say no to his friends forcing him to smoke. So tell me, is saying no to friends right or wrong?
Wrong. It wouldn't be right to say no to your friends. What will they think of you? That you are not really their friend? If one sometimes gives in to them, cooperates with them in doing something wrong, it's not such a bad thing. Times are changing.
Your answer is wrong, Rakesh. It isn't so difficult to say no to your friends if you try. And just because you say no, it doesn't make you look bad. You can wriggle out of the situation if it's dealt with care. And the friends who care about you, they will never force you into doing anything. They will understand your refusal.
Now, for the next question. Do you think that by smoking beedis and cigarettes, people will think you're an adult and take you seriously? Right or wrong?
Right. You see, I hang out with all my friends at the cigarette shop, and that's why we smoke beedis and stuff. The younger kids are scared of us. They think we are the big guys they shouldn't mess with. We are cool and powerful.
You are wrong, Rakesh. When we say that you're growing, what we mean is that you are growing mentally and physically. But that certainly doesn't mean that you should start to smoke cigarettes and beedis. By doing this, you are only displaying how irresponsible you can be. This is an absolute misconception. Growing up doesn't mean trying to look cool with a cigarette in your hand. It is injurious to health. It causes all sorts of fatal diseases. It is not uncommon to see young boys of your age trying to appear older and trying to establish their status by holding a cigarette in their hands or resorting to some other kind of harmful addiction. They begin consuming tobacco and tobacco products, but it is very important to know that all these things can be very harmful to your health. One doesn't realize that by doing these things, how soon they can turn into addictions.
So if you want to appear grown up and be respected by other people, then learn to be responsible. Don't smoke cigarettes or beedis.
And now, the next person to step in our treasury of truth is Soumya.
My name is Soumya. I am 16 years old. After school one day I had to go to one of my friend's birthday party. At the party I met this boy who began insisting that he would drop me home. I strongly refused his offer, but he was insistent and began touching me inappropriately. I was very frightened, overcome by fear. He also kissed me and began touching me all over. I was getting very angry with him, but just didn't know what to do. And yet I always regret the fact that I didn't have the courage to stop him. Why didn't I call out for help? Why didn't I raise my voice?
So, as we have all just seen and heard, Sanjay and Soumya are going through a rather delicate and difficult stage of adolescence. When to cooperate and when not to. How free we can be with them. Do we get carried away in the heat of the moment? Or do we stay in our senses? This question is very pertinent, and it is important to try and find the answer to it.
And now for our third question. Soumya, she was unable to say no to that boy. Was this the right thing to do? Does it make sense to stay quiet? Right or wrong?
Wrong. It doesn't make sense at all to stay quiet or to tolerate this kind of behavior. Because we are girls, we prefer to stay quiet, and this encourages the guys to misbehave. If they get away with it, they'll try to do it once more and keep on doing it.
Tanu, you are absolutely right with your answer. What that boy did was not acceptable. At this age, adolescent boys and girls are developing mentally and physically. With their rapidly developing hormones, it is natural for them to be attracted to each other. They like to be in close proximity to each other. But it is important to understand that the attraction should be on both sides, not one-sided. It is unacceptable to force yourself onto someone. Boys should be strong enough to accept a firm no from a girl and respect it. And girls should not put up with it. If they think it is wrong, they should openly stand up to it, without worrying about what other people might think of them or say to them.
And so the winner of our show today is Tanu. So the treasury of truth is waiting for you. We can help you chase away all your fears. Don't ever hesitate. We will be your friends and confidants. All we want for you is to express yourself and speak out.
Morning or night, the time will always be right
For Kishore Show.